Hey everybody, today we're going to be talking about getting ungated on Amazon. So a lot of people feel like it's very difficult and that you can't do it, and that's a huge limiting belief for a lot of people. It's really not that difficult. If we follow the guidelines that Amazon has in place, we can easily get ungated. What we're going to need is we're going to need an invoice that matches the requirements that Amazon has for us, okay? And we'll go over what exactly the requirements are in just a few steps, but it's really all we're doing, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. So for this example, let's just say that we found this product, it's profitable on Amazon, and we want to go ahead and buy it and then ungate New Balance, okay? So what we would do is we'd buy 10 of these. If they had them in stock, we'd buy 10, and then we would go ahead and get that invoice from Kohl's in this example, okay? Go over to Amazon and we would apply to sell the product, okay? So we would locate the item and then we would apply to sell. Okay, we're going to click this. So now that we're on the request approval stage, we'll go ahead and click request approval. All right, so this is where we're going to be submitting our documents. We've bought the products already in the previous step, and now we're going to go ahead and upload the image of our invoice to Amazon, okay? And so they have all of the requirements that you need to follow right here. So basically it needs to be a recent purchase. It needs to be within the last 180 days. We then need to make sure that the name and address matches the information on our seller account. And then we would want to ensure that we get an image of the name and address of the manufacturer distributor. When you're just starting out, you really want to be following these guidelines to a T. If there are portions of your invoice, or so I've seen people use order confirmations to get ungated, give them what you have, okay? Try and move quickly and get that first decline, and then iterate and improve the case that you're trying to make, okay? Just because they decline you once does not mean they're going to decline you a second time. You just need to really bolster your case, okay? We need to make sure that we have 10 units of the product that we are looking to ungate, okay? So you need to buy 10, okay? And you only need to do this once, okay? So once you're ungated, you're typically going to be ungated forever, okay? So if we have that 10 units, we're good to go. You can omit the pricing that you have, and then please note that they may verify. And what we have to remember is that all of these invoices are being reviewed initially by a team. So it kind of gets me into a point about what I refer to as Amazon credit, okay? So when you're just starting out, you basically have a credit score with Amazon of 0. And as you begin to improve your kind of reputation within the Amazon community, they're going to give you more leeway, okay? So when you're starting, they don't know if you're a reputable person. You have to prove to them that you are, okay? So that means you're going to have to give really detailed information. You're going to have to give good invoices, that sort of thing. But over time, you may find that you get auto-ungated with different products. And that's because Amazon's beginning to trust you. And for thinking about what the process looks like on the back end of Amazon, they're likely putting these invoices in front of a team, okay? And so over time, if you demonstrate that you're trustworthy, you would go ahead and you would be getting to be auto-ungated. So then they're not consuming the resources within that team, okay? So something to keep in mind, it's going to be more difficult to start, but over time, it'll get easier as you demonstrate that you're trustworthy, okay? One thing I want to highlight is that you need to present yourself as professional, okay? So what we would want to do when we're creating an invoice, don't just take a screenshot like on your Mac or on your PC and then just label it like 123 JPEG, okay? Let's go ahead and change the name of that screenshot so that it's like ASIN, New Balance, Ungate, something like that. So it's very descriptive of what you are presenting to Amazon. This will gain trust with the person that's reviewing, and they may let you get away with not having every single requirement. But if you're presenting it professionally, that can go a long way, okay? And then just because it's a really important point, if you're declined the first time, you're allowed to resubmit. There have been different workflows that I've gone through that I've had to resubmit 30 times to get the approval. And so each time that you submit, you need to be iterating on how you're presenting. So let's say you do it the first time, it gets declined. You want to improve the second submission so that it's more professional and it's clear as to what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so very, very important that you come off as professional. Something to keep in mind is that you can ungate many brands with one invoice if you do it properly, okay? So for this example, assuming we can buy 10, okay, you could go ahead and you could ungate Lego with this, and you could also ungate Disney. So you're killing two birds with one stone. So if you're purchasing with the sole purpose of ungating, you can kill two birds with one stone if you do this properly. All right, guys, to wrap up, if you're tight on cash, I highly recommend that you find profitable products first and ungate as you go. Okay, that way that you're not just taking a loss on the products that you're ungating with. Okay, then we want to follow all of the guidelines that Amazon has in place. We want to come off as professional so that they take us seriously. We want to be organized. We want to make it very easy for the Amazon team to review our invoices. And then the final note was to see if you can buy products that ungate many brands with one invoice. So if we're packaging up, say, Lego and Disney, we can save ourselves a little bit of money. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or post a comment. I really appreciate that. And then if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks. I'll see you later.